Do you ever find putting together meeting agendas rather tedious? Trying your best to make sure that the start and finish times are consistent with sequential events and also with the duration? Well, in this video, we're going to show you how you can use Microsoft Project to quickly put together meeting agendas that are quick and accurate and a template that you can keep for life.
Begin your Microsoft Project template to be used for meeting agendas, it's a good idea to actually have a standalone template file. So I've saved this as agenda template because you no doubt will use this not only now but hopefully in the future to come. Now the first line we want is our summary task, effectively our heading. So go to task and then click summary, and there we have our summary task. Now we're going to rename that as workshop agenda. So once that's done, we can simply add in the new tasks, or effectively the agenda items that will comprise this agenda. So I'm going to go and do that now. We've added our agenda items, as you can see. Now there's a few things that we need to change. And the first thing is we don't actually need a Gantt chart. We can pretty much use a task sheet. So
where it says Gantt chart on the left hand side there, simply right click and select task sheet. And there we have task sheet. So that simplifies things.
Also, we want our resources to be next to our finish time. That way it's neatly packaged in the one table without any gaps, such as the gap shown there for predecessors. So we will highlight the column, and then when you get that cross arrows icon, drag and then place it in between those two columns, and there the resources can be added. So I'm going to quickly add those resources. Okay, we've added our resources. You'll notice that there are some little red men there, but no need to worry, we will fix that in the fullness of time. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to convert the duration and start dates into hours and times. So there's a few things we need to do. So go to File, then at the bottom there, click Options. Then we have our project options displayed like so. Now what we need to do is have first of all, our date format to be shown in time. So let's do that. We go down, you can see an example there, 12:33 p.m. So select that. And then under Schedule, on the left-hand panel there, we need to make a few adjustments. We want to ensure that all new tasks are created as auto-scheduled if they're not already done so, and that duration is entered in as hours. So that is very important to do. And also we want to auto-link inserted or move tasks as well. So once we've got all that put in place, click OK, and there you'll notice that our start and finish times are shown in a time format, and our duration is presented there in hours. So now we can get into the business of assigning time slots in our duration. Now, even though we've shown it in hours, we can still express the duration in minutes, because most of the time our sessions will be shown in as minutes. So how can we do that? Well, you select the cell that you want to assign the time to, and just say, for example, we want to assign 10 minutes. Well, you're going to write 10 for 10, and then M for Mary, or in other words, M for minutes, and then we click enter, and then you can see that has been converted into minutes. Very, very useful tool to keep in mind in putting together the agenda. So I'm going to go and assign time for the rest of these sessions. Okay, we have gone and done that. Now, one thing that you'll notice, which is fairly typical of all agendas, is that each session tends to be ordered in a sequential manner. So this is where we can use our predecessors column here in a similar manner that we would normally do with any project schedule to arrange each of these sessions in a sequential manner. So we can do that by making sure that obviously the first task doesn't have any predecessors, but each one under that has the predecessor. So we'll go ahead and assign those now. Okay, now you can see that this is really starting to turn into a pretty easy to manage schedule. The duration is 3 hours, and we have all of our assigned resources, tasks, and durations, and the corresponding start and finishing times. What if we wanted to start this meeting at 9 a.m? How can we do that? Well, you could do that by going to the Project tab, clicking on Project Information, and then changing the start date to 9 a.m. So we'll do that now. There you have it. You now have a meeting that goes from 9 to 12, all the task start and finish times shown like so. Now, just to be mindful of something, just say for example you wanted to change this last one to be 20 minutes. Notice that it jumps from 11:45 to 1:05, effectively adds an extra hour to those 20 minutes. First of all, why does it do that and how can you fix it? Well, you can do that by going to change work time. Change work time, and you'll notice here that working times by default are from 8 to 12 and 1 to 5. So it actually absorbs that 1 hour between 12 and 1, assuming that you're going to have a lunch break then. Now, if you don't want that, you can simply go to work weeks and then click details, and then you'll see we can start to make some changes to the default working time. So in this particular example, this is held on a Monday. So you can go to use set days to these specific work times, and you simply would change that from 12 to 5 p.m. You can remove these, and then you go OK, and then click OK, and then you'll see that that has restored to the proper time that we desire. Now, a good idea would be to go back to change working time and go to work weeks, details, and change every day to reflect that. Don't want to be caught assigning a meeting agenda with one of these days not being consistent with what you want. So that's probably a good tip for this particular agenda template. So I'm sure you'll agree, this is an excellent way to put together an agenda. You can grab this data and copy and paste it into a PowerPoint presentation, into a Word document, or wherever you desire. And then you can always go back and recycle this and make adjustments like so. And it's something you can hold for the rest of your project working life to save you much time into the future. Thank you for listening to Performance with Project. We'd love to hear from you again. Please subscribe, and we look forward to seeing you again soon.